Greetings, friends. I'm William Jenkins, an educator, writer, and consultant. And some people even call me a motivational speaker. I suppose that I'm all of that. But the thing that I am probably most of all that would be important to you at this time is that I am an educator and an advocate of education and am passionately interested in the education of all children. I think that it is the responsibility of citizens to be concerned about those things that are vital to the growth and development of the country. And at this point, I really can think of nothing that is more important to the future of America, to the future of our democracy, than the sound and effective education or educating of our children. I've been invited to this area to talk to teachers, to administrators, and even to parents about the quality education. I suppose that the reason that I was invited is because the people in this area are quite concerned about the educational outcome of their students. I'm concerned about that also. They're so concerned that they've asked me to make this tape. For those of you who, for some reason, will not find the opportunity to hear one of the live presentations, and they wanted me to try to capture on tape what I will say to a live audience, to try to give them the power, the ability to reach you even if you are not available on those days or that I am in town to talk to parents. Education is one of the things that I spend a lot of time talking about and thinking about. I've given most of my life to the classroom and to the education of kids in this country. And I believe very firmly, strongly, in a strong educational program. In fact, I believe that next to a standing army, good schools are the most important things to a free society, particularly a democratic society such as ours. So I'm always anxious to talk about education and to do those things that I think lead to educational excellence. You see, I work with schools all over the country, and for a long time I have been of the conclusion that you need four things, basically, to have good schools. The first thing you need at school, if you really want to have good schools, is a student body that comes to school disciplined, well-behaved, and interested in receiving an education. That's the first thing you need. It doesn't make any difference where the school is located. It doesn't make any difference what color the children are. It doesn't make any difference how much money the community has. If you want to have a good school, one of the first things that you have to have are kids who come to school ready and eager to learn and well-disciplined. That's the first thing. The second thing you need to have a good school are teachers who are qualified and willing to teach those kids at that school. Not kids who went to the school they taught it 10 years ago, or kids who might come to the school next year, but those kids who show up at that school that year or that day. You need teachers who are willing to teach those children. The third thing you need is an administrative staff who will maintain an atmosphere conducive to teaching and learning. That you have principals in place who are going to make sure that the school is run properly, run well, and run in such a way that teachers can teach and kids can learn. The fourth thing you need is a parent body who will monitor the education process and take appropriate action when it is or is not taking place. That is to say, that you have parents in your school district, parents in your attendance area, who send their kids to school ready to receive an education and who stay on top of the educational process to the degree that they know when this education is taking place. And when it's not taking place, they know that also. And that they are also responsible enough to do what they need to do or should do when it's taking place, and to do what they need to or should do when it's not. So that might mean something as simple as calling an administrator and complaining that your child doesn't have homework or doesn't have assignments in a particular class, or writing the teacher a note at the end of the year thanking that teacher for being as successful with your child as he or she has been. But whatever is called for at a particular time, that's what parents should do. Now, when you have those four things, you're going to have a good school. It doesn't matter where the school is located. It doesn't matter what color the people are. It doesn't matter how much money they have. And it doesn't matter what year it's set in. It could be this year or it could have been 20 years ago. That's what you're going to have. That's what you have to have if you have a good school. And whenever you have that, you're going to have a good school. Now, notice I talked about the teachers. I talked about the students. And I talked about the administrators. But this tape, this presentation is actually addressed to parents.